Hello. Today we're going to be talking about this. And why am I going to talk about it? This specific thing is kind of a bit eye-opening for me because obviously I don't open a lot of social media. I don't go on Instagram most of the time, on Facebook, nah, on Discord, nah, on X, nah. But friend sent me this, and I saw it, and it was like, could this actually be a turning point in our society or in our history? Because here's the context, guys. Basically, this first year student decided to file an ethics complaint against the negligent senators within the Philippines. And being Filipino for this video is not required, but I would say it helps a lot if you could understand the political climate of the Philippines. Spoiler alert, it's basically like the US where it kind of sucks, and it's full-blown corrupt. Now, why am I talking about this? Because first and foremost, I actually believe that with the power that we have as students, because me, I could literally be this guy's classmate because we're both Filipinos and we're both first year college students. But believe it or not, not a lot of you don't see a lot of college students doing this. It's always groups or blocks in the Philippines, or like political party lists or political parties going to court filing these as a collective. Now, what makes it so different when it's just done by a person, one person, mind you, and a student, mind you, out of his own volition? And I gotta emphasize on them doing this on their own volition because number one, there is a lot of hate to this person. I don't know what this person ever did to y'all, but this person is getting a lot of hate. So let's just I think this is where I would put the hate comments in there, but I actually would like to read them and to answer them honestly, one by one. Now, here we have something from Facebook on the article. By the way, I'll post the article down below. The article here is first year college student files an ethics complaint on the senators, the majority bloc, specifically on Alan Peter Cayetano. You gotta be Filipino, guys. Well, it's not a requirement, but you gotta know that this Alan Peter Cayetano guy, basically decided not to show up so they could not rig, but so that they could manipulate how the things are gonna be processed. And it's like they're trying to, well, they already did, sabotage the processes within the Philippine Senates. So let me read this hate comment here saying, so now they're using minors as a puppet. The newborn puppet. The new puppet. And honestly, I don't understand the idea of saying that, oh my god, this guy could be a puppet or he could be amongst us. And I gotta say to that, you guys don't even know who he is. How do you guys expect to be like, oh my god, this guy is a puppet? Oh no! So what do we do? Like, sure, okay, you can say that the person is a puppet. So now what? What are we gonna do about it? Even if he really was, then you're not really saying anything that would help out. See, what I noticed about a lot of the comments here. Here's another comment: is that he's gonna receive 10 cases of money. Basically, that's just translated from Filipino. Basically, they're saying that he's gonna get paid off or he's gonna sell out, as if, what? What do you guys see? This is the problem with the Filipino, not just the community, but the whole society itself. You guys gotta understand that in the Filipino community, there is always like, sure, we have these values that are togetherness, um, pagmalasakit, and such. But sometimes the ugly rears its head, and the ugly here is what we know as crab mentality. By the way, it's just very prevalent here in the Philippines, the crab mentality. But obviously, crab mentality is not just a Filipino thing. You guys will remember that. But anyways, these hate comments, I feel like this explains and this answers the question, if did he do anything right? Did he actually do the right thing? And it answers that, because from all the hate comments that are here on the post, articles, and videos, well, not all of them, obviously, but there is a certain post that did get a lot of hate, and it should be getting that, it shouldn't get that much hate. But see, what's happening here is the crab mentality, because they're all pulling us down. Oh no! And obviously, there are sides in politics. We have the conservatives, you have the liberal people. Yeah, that exists. We have the left. We have the left. Okay, that's my left. Actually, sorry. Then we have the right. That's my right. Sorry. And sure, they could have legitimate debates, discussions, and whatnot, discourse, proper discourse, but this isn't even proper discourse. This isn't even proper debate, because they're not debating him. They're just attacking the person. Now, it would be kind of appreciated if they actually commented on the context, the situation, and the atmosphere, why he actually filed this ethics case. He filed this ethics case, well, I told earlier, is because this Alan Peter Cayetano guy is, I would say he's King Von in the Philippine Senate. I'm not saying that because he's cool or anything, but he's literally just a menace, okay? Ever since he became the Senate president. Oh gosh. And the majority bloc in the Senate literally boycotted the plenary sessions, which could have changed the course of the Senate's, but no, they boycotted it. They didn't go to it. They didn't vote. So that's why, without the votes, it has to be. I believe everyone has to be there. I believe. Without these votes, nothing could move. So they're trying to stop moving forward. They're trying to stop the moving forward of the Philippine Senate. Now, what does this mean for us? For me, for you? If you see this and you hate it, as a Filipino, sorry. If you as a Filipino see this and hate it, go get a life. You're behind the screen, you're just telling this guy, oh, this guy is, let me, this guy is a sellout, this guy is a communist now, which is kind of concerning, because there's a lot of red tagging when it comes to politics, because a lot of the times you have innocent farmers, biologists, researchers who get red tagged whenever they go to the mountains to research, which is wrong, and they get killed for it, which is actually kind of concerning. But back to the point where it's all red tagging, and it's all just they're thinking of this guy as some kind of political puppet, or some kind of recruit by the communists, which is, I would say, you guys don't know the person to say that. Now, it would be nice to actually dabble on the context, the situation. I would appreciate it if someone, even if a hater, someone would ask, is he really doing the right thing? Is he actually, does he know what he's doing, or does he? But there's no questions like that. There's no discourse. There's no proper. There's not even a debate. It's all just mean comments, and some of them are supportive, of course. You could see here, like, some are supportive. Some say that this guy is a responsible voter, and I feel like yes, that is true. But the emphasis on this guy is literally a first year. That is that is me, guys. A first year college student. Oh my god, that's me. But the emphasis here, guys, is that this is the other thing that the youth can do to hold politicians, senators, people in power accountable. This is merely him holding the other people in power accountable for it to be fair to everyone in society. He is a symbol of a voice that is trying to hold people in power accountable. And and I believe that my message here is, guys, other than doing protest rallies, demonstrations, instead of, I mean, not instead of, but besides doing rallies, demonstrations, and protests, destroying or like holding up signs, this is what we can do as a student. Because a lot of people, see, when we protest, people go like, oh no, they're students, why don't they just stay in school? Okay, now when somebody actually stays in school and actually uses the free will that they have, the power that they have as a person to hold someone accountable, this is done by a student, by the way. This guy did not protest. Although the very essence of filing an ethics case, filing an ethics complaint, is literally protest in it itself. It's not the protest that you think, oh, we're gonna raise signs and go to a venue. No, that's not it. This guy literally went to the Senate, to the Senate's office, like the Senate, and this guy filed a complaint, which is that's what we could do. So, and also it empowers us as a student. It empowers you as a youth, because if you feel powerless, if you feel like you don't have a voice, you don't have confidence, let this guy be the example of how we as the Filipinos, or just you honestly, we as the youth can actually grow and become something like a powerhouse like this guy. This guy, there's this comment which is a bit funny to me. I believe this guy said he has more balls than the 13 senators combined. And I gotta say, that is what he has. He has balls than all the 13 senators combined, I would say that. And yeah, so that's the video. But guys, please remember, you guys have rights. You can fight for these rights. You guys could stay in school. Yes, you could stay in school, and while you're doing your studies in school, you could figure out how to do great things, how to achieve things. Like this guy is just one guy, and he made it to national news, national headline. Not, well, maybe not national headline, but he literally made it to the local news, and that's not even that's a big thing. This guy made it to the news. I gotta say, this guy is crazy. Not crazy in a bad way, but crazy the fact that he's actually brave enough, that he has the confidence to do things that others don't have the will to do. And there's more hate comments here saying that there are there's this guy saying that we third years don't even care about the politics in the Philippines. And I'm just like, that's not something that is that's I don't think that's something you should be um bragging about. If you are a third year student and you don't care about the politics, you gotta care at some point. Come on. You can't just go like, oh, we really do not care. And mind you guys, if you're the type of person to say, I don't really care in politics, well, politics is gonna take care in you. So, see, there's an example, because politics will always take a care in you, even though you don't take, if even though you don't care about it, because the only reason you're able to go on your phones, be free, say whatever you want online is because Hitler was deposed. You know, what if Hitler actually won? We would have a police state. What if what if Stalin continued his reign of terror and he didn't die? What if what if the laws that we have right now were to be influenced by the fascist parties? See, that is an example. And people are gonna be complaining, like, oh, what about these gas prices? Why these gas prices going up? Because it's politics, guys. It's war. It's a distraction from the files. It's a distraction. Why the oil prices rising? You're gonna be surprised when you actually read a news article about politics. Anyways, shout out to this guy, because this guy is actually crazy.